welcome to my studio and welcome to Drawing in the Now. So I started a new series 2 classes ago, and the first one we actually worked on the first activities, just scribble, in both of those sections. As were the first class was individual hands, and then what I did 2 weeks ago was both hands together. So I want to stay. I mean, part of me wants to go, oh, let's do this because it's so fun. But I'm really finding that I think it's better that we just take each little section. Now, I'm not going to, in the just scribble activities, there's 3 versions. And I'm going to wait on the 3rd version. So we've done individual hands, which is version 1. We've done both hands together. So today what I want us to do is go on to activity 2, which if you look at the adult version of it, there really isn't a whole bunch of difference, but the adult version is called Explore and Ponder. And the little kid version is Circles and Lines. And what I want us to do today is focus on just circles and just lines, straight lines. And so that we can really separate them out and we can get a sense of, a deeper sense of what what things really work with our body. That I'm not sure if you have just pencils or what, but pay attention to how your body responds to different colors. I think this is really important here. And so the first part of the activity is just to draw circles, any size, clockwise or counterclockwise. You can put circles inside of circles. You can do anything. Oh, what I'm wanting you to really pay attention to is, does your body slide into the conscious mind really quickly? Does it, or what makes it easier for you to slide into that? Because we're talking about, multiple ways that people talk about it. I'm saying that this will help move you into your conscious mind. And when that happens, your system automatically dumps more dopamine into your system. And so that ends up being, a really a good feeling. Okay, so what we'll do is I want you to do it with your eyes closed. And the reason is I don't want you to have your eyes looking at it. I want you just to sense it and feel it. Because remember, this class is not about composition. It's not about technique. What it is about is how to use really, really, really simple drawing activities can move you into the conscious mind, help you restructure inaccurate beliefs, and literally change your life. So the canvas, the real canvas, is us. And that when you change that, everything outside of you changes, because you've changed your perceptions. So what I want you to do is I want you to just close your eyes and, do 5, 10, a bunch of circles, different sizes, not knowing where they're going to be ending up on your paper. But, and once you're done with that, before you open your eyes, really assess what it is. Does circles really activate your conscious mind? If so, what clockwise or counterclockwise? Also, the level of of pressure or engagement with it? Is it something that you are just kind of drawing? Hold on a second. I don't know what this. No, it's not something you're just drawing. It's something you're sensing. You're using your senses to explore how something affects you. And if you're using multiple colored crayons, it's, you could add to it and see, how does your body respond to this color versus that color? Okay.
Does it matter which hand?
It does not matter which hand. You can explore both hands individually, and you can, and that you're doing kind of like a refresher for the other two classes. And yeah, you could do with both hands, one hand. You can explore all of them. But ultimately, what I'm wanting to happen today is for us to go deeper into feeling why this is important to us. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yes. Because if we can't apply it, if we can't apply it, then I don't think it's very useful. So it's learning how to get to the core of it, and then we'll work on applying it, looking at places to really concretely apply it. The minute you start doing that, you're programming your system with new data, and it'll go here. This part of your mind is collecting the data, observing the data, differentiating with it. But when it comes to a conclusion, then it's moved over here, and then you have a new response. And that's what we want. We want to get to the point where, this part, they work together in a healthy way. All right, so close your eyes, and then just decide, and then just do some circles, and just take as much much time as you want to explore that. And when you feel you're done, raise your hand. Great. Okay, so Pam, what did you find?
I found that doing circles, just a continual circles going straight across the paper.
Like a spiral.
Right, felt like it was flowing and smoother and connecting to a gentler place in my head, whereas trying to press and do them backwards or do them forwards wasn't connecting for me.
All right. Okay. So can you translate that? I mean, when you say, that the continuous circle, and I just said like a spiral.
Yeah, it was more a spiral.
So yeah, so this is more like what you were talking about.
Right.
Right. Okay. So let's just for a second, let's look at this in terms of life. And maybe what I immediately had thought is that you need to have things, know how something is connected to the past and connected to the future in order for you to be in the present.
Oh, I think that is very true. Yes.
Okay, so here you got it. Spiral.
Yeah. Spiral.
So whenever
Yes.
you feel yourself in the funk, not things not coming together, do a spiral.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
definitely.
yeah, because I mean, when you're doing a spiral, there isn't, like a circle. There's a beginning and a closure, but a spiral, it just keeps going and going and going and going. And what we're discovering here is how our unique brain is wired. And as soon as you know that, you can accomplish anything. But you have to know how it's like if you got into a car and you had never driven a stick shift, and it would be hard. It's like, so every time you encounter something new, look at where the spot, what you have to connect with the past and the future so that you can be settled into yourself in the present.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Stephanie.
Yeah, I wanted to do it with my non-dominant hand today. It was just seemed more relaxing, and it just started just little teeny tiny circles, and then as I went on, it was just became a bit more relaxed and a bit larger. Yeah, and more. Sometimes I might go around the circle a few times. And
So
then,
what I'm here,
I mean, I can show, I don't know if you can see it.
yeah,
Might not be
yes,
dark enough.
well, I can see some circles there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel like this can apply to your life or help you strengthen your connection to yourself? Do you have
Yeah,
any?
well, I think suddenly there's a lot going on for me at the moment. So I think it helped to just do little to start off with.
Yes.
Yeah. And as I then was able to just maybe breathe a little more deeply,
Okay.
I was able to expand. Yeah.
Expand and
So expand and
settle
yeah. Yes.
into yourself.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Good. Now, do
Mm.
you feel like you can accomplish this with your finger on your leg or your arm?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
At where you work, do you have like a desk that's yours?
No, I'm with people in a class situation, sometimes children, sometimes adults,
Uh-huh.
but I could take a bathroom break. Yeah. It could be the way to go.
That's
Otherwise I'm in the in the room with people.
right.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm really kind of poking around saying, so how could
Mm.
you use this? Is this something that you would introduce into class or just
Um
and
uh,
in a very, very small, a small way, just in terms of seeing that if you just said, okay, let's scribble with this hand and let's scribble with this hand. And we're not giving any of the esoteric or spiritual reasons. We're just saying, I heard that this, really releases a lot of tension and it helps our brain work better.
yeah. And I think particularly because I think I can't really do the whole class because I'm not the teacher. But I think now maybe one-on-one as I'm going around, if someone gets a bit stuck or, I think that might be the way to do it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, but just explore it. Remember, it's like,
Yeah.
it's figuring out how you can slip this into their lives and
Yeah,
and not disturb the teacher's agenda or the
yeah.
schedule or anything like that.
Mm,
But rather it's like, how can you, it's kind of sneaky, get them to activate
yeah.
their conscious mind without them really knowing what you're doing. It really has to do with change. Tell you a story that I heard yesterday or the day before yesterday. It's about an Olympic runner. And so she was interviewed because she walked away with 3 gold medals. And it was a track and field. So she's in track and field, and she ended up getting 3 gold. And so the late, when she was being interviewed, she asked her, and she said, well, I know you physically train all that, but do you train your mind? And she said, absolutely.
Mm, mm,
That she every day for preparing just for the Olympics in Paris for multiple months, she was visualizing herself in the race, her foot on the block, and the buzzer going off. But she's laying on her bed, but she is really experiencing this. And she talked about how much that affected her performance. And she said, she was so used to, going through that. When she actually went through it, it was just like one more time.
mm.
So I bring that up because I feel like, what I'm wanting you to see is how doing these incredibly simple things can help you shift brain states. And that's what she was talking about.
Yeah.
She had mastered it. And she said, outright, she said, a lot of the athletes, they're incredibly highly trained, very well, but they don't have the mental.
Mm,
They don't have the mental part. And that really comes from, our upbringing of it not, it not being a priority, or people not understanding how important that is. But that's why we're doing these activities.
mm.
Hi, Jojo.
I
Um,
know.
so we just did a page of circles, and you observed how your body responded to that. So now what I want you to do is flip your paper over, and I want you to do a page of straight lines. Now that means the line can be horizontal, can be vertical, it can be diagonal, and remember, the response the body can have is different when it's from the bottom to the top versus the top to the bottom. And what I'm drawing on here is Tai Chi. Every movement in Tai Chi is set up for you to activate the meridians, activate your your whole nervous system in a different manner. But what I discovered is, you don't have to study Tai Chi for like 15, 20 years that I have been doing it. You just have to look at how does a horizontal line versus a vertical line, how does that affect your biology? So I want you to close your eyes, and keep your eyes closed while you're doing this. You do not want your mind to come in and coach or correct you. You want this to be from your sensations. You want this to come from you. So I want you to, you can do it with either hand, or you can do it with both hands, however you want. But I want you to explore horizontal, vertical, diagonal, top to bottom, and pay attention to which ones your body likes the best. It might not like any straight lines. But I know for myself, I get a whole different feeling and a whole different release of energy if I'm going from the left to the right horizontally, or from the right to the left. And the same is with the vertical. So close your eyes, keep your eyes closed. Take a few minutes to explore straight lines. And when you feel like you have a good sense of it, then just raise your hand and I'll start talking again. Thanks, Jojo.
Okay, what I feel
So
whenever,
wait. I was thanking you for raising your hand. Let's wait till the other gals
okay,
raise their hand, but then I'm gonna have you talk first.
I just opened my eyes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm a little late.
it's okay. You know, life goes on.
I love Bruce Lipton. He is the best. And Greg Braden and Lynn, they're all doing such a great job. I mean, really.
Yeah, and what this does is it takes Bruce's research along with a lot of other researchers and puts it in a format that you can actually inject that kind of balanced awareness
Mhm.
with every single person you meet. You never have to talk spirituality. You never have to, you don't have to mention Bruce's name. You just have to be.
Mhm. Well, I loved what you said on the introduction because it brought back some feelings. And I thought, oh my God, is that what happened to me? Yeah, I'm looking forward to your class. So I signed up.
Good. Okay. Did you, Stephanie and Pam, are you ready?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so Jojo, did you like horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal lines? What was there any kind of a straight line that you liked?
Now, what I found with me, when I started from the top of the vertical or diagonal, I felt bad at the bottom. If I did it the opposite way, from the bottom up, I felt I could still feel it was the bottom part that where I wasn't feeling good. So I felt both vertical and diagonally. It's when I go down or start from the bottom. So something's telling me to be on the upside, but I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna explain what you're talking about because it's a very interesting phenomena. So, I'm gonna use my small tablet here. Um, when you're, here, I'm got this piece of paper here in front of my face. But if it was on the desk, flat, that when I was going from the bottom to the top, I was also going from out to me. If I went from the top to the bottom, this was me. It's like giving energy coming into you
Oh,
versus energy that you're generating and you're putting out. And there's a lot more power in giving than getting.
yeah, that's true.
And so what your body just told you is forget about the getting, just do what you're really wired for. Do
Okay,
we?
and I feel really good when I'm giving. I'm bouncing and I'm really happy, but when I'm the opposite way, I feel down.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
I do, and I wondered why. And
well, part,
now I understand that.
yeah, yeah. And what you didn't hear before, I think you came in afterwards, but when we're activating the conscious mind, which is the little blue part there, we're getting our brain to drop oxytocin and dopamine into our system. And those are the love drugs. Those are the ones that make us feel really high. So if you are finding yourself down in that bottom spiral, then, find a way to have that, have your energy go out to
Yeah.
another human being or another situation. And look at how that changes instantly. I mean, you literally can shift from one to the other in a heartbeat. It's just knowing how it feels when you're here versus there.
Yeah.
Pam,
I like doing circles better than straight lines, but I found the most comfortable was going a straight line, horizontal straight line, going from left to right. Going right to left seemed like I was going backwards.
okay, can you say that again? Because I lost. So you said
The horizontal lines,
you like horizontal lines were
I
good.
like horizontal lines better than going up and down. And I
and
agree with,
vertical.
well, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And what you said to Jojo, going down is easier than, no, how do I explain it?
it just talk and it'll end up coming out. Just don't worry.
Okay, going horizontal left to right is the most comfortable.
Okay,
Going in the opposite direction horizontally was not comfortable.
well, that's pretty obvious.
Right. I can give better than I can receive.
Well, yes, and that you are more productive when you are coming from your creative mind versus your linear mind.
Interesting.
I mean, we grow up in a society that worships education and says, you have to have so many letters after you so that in order to exist or be of value. And so if you have any negative tapes about your self-worth or whether you're smart or anything of that nature, then you're going against the energy that's like the ocean. It comes in and it goes out, comes in, it goes out. Some people are wired in terms of when the energy goes out from them to another, that activates their conscious mind, and some people the other. But then you also have to look at the creative mind and the linear mind. And are you expecting your system to be more linear than it's actually designed to be?
It's called the shoulds, woulds, and coulds.
Yeah, the shoulds, woulds, and coulds. Yeah, I mean, that's my joke. Is that here the word is should.
Right.
Should do this, you should look this way, you should answer this way, you should. This little part here, which is responsible for everything that's around you that's been created by man, comes from that little blue part. And so knowing how to turn that on in a situation that might get you over to the linear or get you into the world of should, and you lose track of yourself, We want to know what it feels like when we're there in the blue. And we want to know how to get there as fast and as easily as possible. And that's what this approach to drawing is about. You know, yes, you know, great things can come out of it in terms of, you know, paintings or pictures, or, you know, it can go into a professional situation. But it doesn't have to, because what I'm having you see here and learn is that sometimes you just have to draw a circle to get yourself out of an entangled situation. And the universe is providing us with lots and lots of entangled situations. So we should all have PhDs in the next 5 years. Okay, Stephanie, straight lines. Did you like any or not like?
Yes. I've never really done a lot of horizontal before, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, going left to right was the best for me. The more relaxing, the more, yeah. And
Having the non-dominant hand do it.
yeah, I did at the moment. Yeah. Oh, actually, I did try both. No, I did try both. And going left to right. For both hands. And then I did try the vertical, and yeah, as I've noticed before, I seem better going from me up the page.
Which is
Yeah.
out from you
Yeah.
to the other. Out from
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all you have to know is how your mind, you know, how it has arranged itself and corrected itself.
Yeah.
And knowing that there's no right or wrong here. What it is really taking the time to get to know yourself on this level. Because once you can get at this to this level, it's just like Bruce's research, you know, when you get it down to the point where you are at one point, it becomes really simple, really, really simple and easy to apply. So knowing that your body responds to the circles, to the lines, if there's any line, for me, the horizontal line really just is like it cuts through things. You know, I've seen that, you know, when I was much younger, I was traveling a lot. And when I was speaking, my hands were always in motion. And most people attributed that to the fact that, you know, they thought that I just talked with my hands, but it was purposeful. So if it is a circle, I mean, look, I just drew a circle. You know, it can be as relaxed as that, but you're pulling yourself out of the world of should into the world of could, or into the world of yourself. And to me, that is what art is really about, is really discovering yourself on a much, much deeper level.
Yeah, definitely.
Any questions so far? Or are we done for today? Okay. So class will be in another 2 weeks. So it's every other. And what it really is, it's the first and third Monday of the month. So we're looking at, you know, just a few weeks and we'll be back here. If there's something you want me to really focus on, I'm going to just travel through the activities. Today we did number 2, and I think we're probably going to work on number 4 next time. And the reason is it really brings in the breath. Really helps you see how the breath can actually impact something that you're doing. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, one comment I would like to make. On the introductory, when you had talked about what happened when we were those first 7 years, if our parents said, you should do this, or or I don't have time to talk, I think that's where I got snuffed out of my creative side. And
Yes,
Mm.
in this particular exercise, I can see what happened. Although I'm very successful at everything I do, but when I'm in my creative, I am my happiest. When I am really giving somebody something that I know and I can share, I'm in my happiest.
yes.
When I make a difference, I'm my happiest. So that's why I'm so successful, because I motivate and I'm so good with people. But and I overcame that. But being aware and feeling the emotions of this class, that was very good. Thank you very much.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything everybody said really helped me a lot. Thank you all.
and you can go to the I Create What I Believe website, and there's a link that says Drawing in the Now. And if you scroll down, there's a bunch of classes archived. And I just the last class we had was, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something, because some months have more Mondays than others. So, but if you go and you look at them, you can apply it to what we've talked about here.
Okay.
It really is. It's all about application. It's like, it's good to know all kinds of new magic, but if you can't use it in your life in a practical way, I don't think it's worth the time.